It's you. Hi.
What?
If you've got to travel, by the 9 divines, stay on the roads. The wilderness just isn't safe anymore. We've had sightings, you see. The Daedra.
Well,
A friend of mine is a member of the Legion. He said some Altmer nobleman was murdered right here in the city. Phalian, I think his name was.
oh,
Have you heard? Adamus Philida has been killed. Murdered by the Dark Brotherhood.
oh my.
Without question.
I see you. Hello.
If you're looking for armor, you should speak with Tertia Vedusia.
Her knowledge of armor is really impressive.
Really? I'm done talking to you.
Fine, be that way. What's going on with you?
I understand Daedra worship has become increasingly prevalent in the Somerset Isle.
The Altmer have powerful wizards. It could be a dangerous situation.
So long.
Bye.
The news from Anvil is terrible. Have you heard about the attack on the chapel there?
No, I haven't. What's happened?
All the priests slaughtered? The whole chapel desecrated?
No!
Without question.
The legions patrol the roads, and they've always been sufficient. I can't imagine we'll ever be at war with the provinces, not in my lifetime.
So I've heard.
What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Good day.
Any idea what Grom will do now that old Bainlin is dead? Is this true? Yes. Have you heard any word about the other provinces? Nothing I'd like to talk about. Uh-huh. Is it true what they're saying? Is Bainlin really dead? Farewell.
How do you do? What do you think of the Khajiit jokes Darji has been telling? Terrible jokes. Just terrible.
Good to see you.
Have you ever bought a magic staff at Rindir's?
I imagine it must be good since it's been in business so long.
Yes.
Do you believe any of that talk about more Oblivion gates opening all over the place?
No.
Have you heard any word about the other provinces?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Heard any news from the other provinces?
They say syndicates of wizards have led a boycott of imperial goods in the land of the Altmer.
It seems Somerset Isle has become a much more dangerous place.
So long.
Be seeing you.
Good thing we have the Black Horse Courier. I don't know how we'd get our news without it.
I prefer to just listen to people talk. Some of the conversations they have are truly remarkable.
So I've heard.
Just leave.
I don't know you, and I don't care to know you. I don't know you, and I don't care to know you. I don't know you, and I don't care to know you.
Do you have a moment? There's something we need to discuss. Hi, Bladesman. What's on your mind? The Plane of Oblivion. We know so little about it. What if the Daedra we've seen are only the beginning? I think we should prepare for the worst. There is much wisdom in your words, my friend. Have you discussed this with the others? The bond we share is unbreakable, is it not? The blades are as one, on this and every other matter. It's pretty clear, isn't it? We failed once. We must not fail again. But let us discuss this no more. Come what may, the blades will stand ready. May Talos guide you.
Greetings to you.
I've heard that Naspia Cosma would rather be fighting in the arena than spending time at the castle. She's excellent with a blade.
I understand her parents are against her competing. Quite a shame. Goodbye.
Hail.
They're saying some cult murdered the Emperor and are opening the Oblivion gates. Do you think any of it is true?
Bastards. If I ever got a hold of one of them, I'd put him in the fire, like the old days. Good day.
What's going on with you?
I saw a mud crab a couple of days ago. Ugly little animals.
I avoid those things whenever I can. Horrible creatures.
Good day.
Can't you see that I'm very busy?
Goodbye.
Be seeing you.
Go away.
I saw Romala's Broyant walking his dogs today, and yesterday, and the day before. I swear that's all he does.
I've never been a huge dog lover myself, but some people really love them. Do you ever spend time in the Oak Enclosure?
I've had many meals at the Oak Enclosure. Sure, it may not be the best in all Cyrodiil, but it suits me fine.
Just leave.
Talk is free. What do you want?
No one wants to live in the Gerald Mountains. Well, maybe in Bruma, but they're like Nords. They don't feel the cold.
You don't say.
Heard any news from the other provinces?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Farewell.
Hi there.
Anvil is all in an uproar. First the chapel attacked, now the prophet ranting about the end of the world.
That's terrible.
Yes.
Did you hear Itar stirring things up again?
So long.
Goodbye. Tidings.
What's going on with you?
Many Argonians say they have been called back to Black Marsh. They disappear into the swamps and are never seen again.
I've heard Argonia is a strange and treacherous place. It's no wonder odd things are happening there.
See you.
Good day.
We might be able to grow turnips next spring.
Can it speak? Can it make words?
Do you think what happened to Kvatch could happen here?
No, they were taken by surprise. I'm sure the Legion has everything under control.
We're all talking about the Emperor's murder. We have no Emperor, and no heir. That's never happened before. I suppose we should all be worried.
I just don't think about it. The Elder Council will take care of things, sooner or later.
Have you heard any word about the other provinces?
I've heard that the Nords of Skyrim have been warring with the Redoran of Morrowind.
The Nords have always been protective of their territory. It's no wonder they get involved in these disputes.
Good day.
Bye. Hey, you. It's good to know we've got such a strong Fighters Guild presence here in town.
Oh, good news from Kvatch for a change. The last of the Daedra have been driven out.
That's great.
Good for you.
It's you. Hi.
Have you heard about Kvatch? They say that Daedra came from Oblivion and burned the whole city to the ground.
No.
Without question.
Leave me alone.
Brother, if I may have a word.
Of course. What is it?
I've been meaning to ask you about your last contract. I heard there were some complications.
So you heard. Yes, it was quite the debacle. The head just wouldn't sever. Cut, saw, hack. By Sithis, I swear her tendons were made of steel.
You're truly an asset to this sanctuary. Here's hoping all of our contracts work out that well.
Well, I have to return to my duties. Till next time, then.
Walk with darkness, child of the Night Mother.
My children are starving. Please help. How goes it? Greetings. Have you ever shopped at the main ingredient? It's the best place in the city for alchemical ingredients. Go on. A friend of mine is a member of the Legion. He said some Altmer nobleman was murdered right here in the city. Phalian, I think his name was. Are you sure? Without question. Heard any news from the other provinces? Nothing I'd like to talk about. Goodbye.
They say Eleanor on Somerset Isle is more beautiful. I've never been. For the present, I must count the Imperial City the most glorious in Tamriel.
So I've heard.
What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Poor Grom. I wonder what he'll do now that Bainlin is dead. Serving that old man was the joy of his life, or so I've heard.
Yes.
Heard any news from the other provinces?
Why?
What is it? Sometimes I just go look at the Great Oak. Magnificent, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Goodbye.
Did you hear? The lost heir of Uriel Septim rallied the guard and smashed a horde of Daedra outside Bruma.
Fine. Bye.
I like what I see.
My favorite town? Anvil. Lovely old stone buildings, and the harbor at sunset is beautiful.
Oh.
Good news from Kvach for a change. The last of the Daedra have been driven out.
Excellent.
Good.
How are you?
Fine, and you?
I've been better.
Well, that's too bad.
Hail!
Glathir is acting even stranger than usual, don't you think?
Indeed.
Do you know what happened to Miketa Hasidus? I haven't seen him at the castle lately.
Is that so?
See you.
Goodbye.
You remind me of my homeland during the Blight.
The Imperial City is densely urbanized, with a few large parks and waterside dock areas.
Good to know.
Well met. I heard that someone saw the ghost of Lord Vlindrel again, along the road to Bruma. I think I'll avoid that road at night for a while.
Uh-huh. The Honor Blade has been returned to the castle after all these years. This is certainly a good omen. That Modron Orion has got no sense of humor. Hell of a warrior, though. No wonder he's done so well in the Fighters Guild.
I haven't really spent any time around him. I find him a little frightening, actually.
How about that?
They say a lost son of Uriel Septim has reappeared in Bruma. Troops are flocking to his banner from all over Cyrodiil.
Good.
Goodbye.
Good day.
Yes. Lots of dogs in this town. Lots of sheep, too. Of course, I prefer the taste of sheep.
How goes it?
Fantastic. Thanks for asking.
Have you ever met anyone who got rich betting on the arena? Didn't think so.
Hello.
All that stuff about having to set trolls on fire is a bunch of hooey. They don't like fire, but a good sword will cut them up fine.
How about that?
I'm through talking to you.
Good to see you. Legion duty here in Cyrodiil is usually a dull affair. In the east, though, things are a bit more challenging, and one can make a name for oneself. So I've heard. I heard someone broke into the Mages Guild. It can't be, without question.
It's so good to meet you.
Cyrodiil is surrounded to the north and east by the lofty Gerald and Vallis mountain ranges.
Ah.
How are you?
Not bad.
They say that when you murder... No touching the locks!
Is this true?
Without question.
What's
No
the
touching
news
the
from the
locks.
other parts of Tamriel?
They say syndicates of wizards. No touching the locks!
It seems Somerset Isle has become a much more dangerous place.
I haven't got all day. Good day.
Goodbye.
Hello.
Bugok Grobol always seems ready for a fight. Seems odd for a bookseller.
He has a wonderful collection of books. I don't know why he needs to act so tough all the time.
What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Go ahead.
I can't believe the ridiculous new fines the guards are imposing. Ever since Ulrich took over as captain of the guard, this place is going downhill.
I don't know you, and I don't care to know you.
How goes it?
Not bad.
The mythic Dawn murdered the Emperor and led those damn Daedra right into the heart of the Empire. They'll pay for their treachery.
Ah.
Anvil is all in an uproar. First the chapel attacked, now the prophet ranting about the end of the world.
I had no idea.
No doubt. How are you?
I've been better.
You won't believe what's happened. Francois Motier has been killed. Murdered by the Dark Brotherhood. It's true. I saw the body myself.
So I've heard.
See you.
Bye. Well met.
I heard the most disturbing rumor. Someone told me Francois Motier has been murdered by the Dark Brotherhood. It's not true, is it?
No.
They're saying some cult murdered the Emperor and are opening the Oblivion gates. Do you think any of it is true?
I heard the same thing. I'm not sure I believe it, though. I mean, who would be crazy enough to help the Daedra invade Tamriel?
Know anything about the stranger? Nope. Shh. Not in front of the stranger.
We're all talking about the Emperor's murder. We have no Emperor and no heir. That's never happened before. I suppose we should all be worried. Yes. I understand Bumf Gragash trains other Fighters Guild members on the proper use of heavy armors. She's quite a warrior. It's amazing how well she moves in heavy armor. I hear you. Have you heard any word about the other provinces? I understand Daedra worship has become increasingly prevalent in the Somerset Isle. It seems Somerset Isle has become a much more dangerous place. Goodbye. Farewell.
How are you? Not bad. Good to hear. There's a man at the Coral Chapel, living in the Undercroft. I heard he's dying of something. I've heard others say the same.
It's you. Hi.
What is it now?
What's going on with you?
I saw some mud crabs by the water recently. I steered clear of them.
Nasty creatures, but I hear their meat is rather tasty.
Farewell.
You're a sneaky-looking sort.
How do you do? Good news from Kvatch for a change. The last of the Daedra have been driven out. Good. That's fine news. What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel? Nothing I'd like to talk about. How about that? I heard that Velwyn Benaris is trying to sell off Benaris Manor. Hopefully the new owners will clean that eyesore up. Bye. Be seeing you.
Hello. The arena's faked. You think those guys are getting killed? Really? It's just berry syrup and ham acting.
Good to know.
Hi there.
I wouldn't want an orc butler, but apparently the Count doesn't mind. Shrumgro Yarog has been there for years.
I can't imagine it. Still, it's better than not having a butler at all.
Interesting. Stop talking. Enough!
Hi!
Keep your eyes on City Swimmer. I don't know where she goes when she's not in the canals.
She's a sly one. I understand she's quite sneaky.
Good day.
Let's hear it.
There's something strange about Ida Lenormand. I heard she was climbing up the chapel just so she could jump off.
She likes jumping off things. That's because she's an idiot.
I've heard others say the same.
What is it?
There's been some terrible trouble at the chapel in Anvil. All of Dubella's priests and priestesses murdered.
That's terrible.
No doubt.
Have you heard any word about the other provinces?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Goodbye.
You too.
How goes it?
Hello. Urs the shepherd sure does take care of his sheep. And boy, does he like cheese. I mean, he really likes cheese.
No doubt about it. The man loves cheese. And sheep. Just cheese and sheep.
Yes.
Good to see you. I understand Mandil has some rather nimble fingers.
I understand he'll teach others to pick locks. If everyone knew how, we wouldn't have to carry around so many keys.
How are you?
Fantastic. Thanks for asking.
Excellent.
I like eating at the Flowing Bowl. Mainlorn runs a quality inn.
I like the Flowing Bowl. Maylorn and his brother are excellent hosts.
Hi there.
How goes it?
I've been better.
The Emperor and his 3 sons dead right under the noses of the Imperial Guard. It's a disgrace.
Is that so?
They say that when you murder someone, the Dark Brotherhood comes to you in your sleep. It's how they recruit new members.
Is this true?
No doubt.
Safe travels.
Take care. Pardon me, noble scholar, but could I speak with you a minute?
I guess that depends on how much of my precious time you need.
Do you remember that matter you asked me to look into? Well, I have some new information. In short, what you proposed is possible.
Surely you're joking. Are you sure? I mean, I'm excited by this news, of course, but think of the ramifications.
You do realize this raises quite a few questions. The overall impact on alchemy is a complete unknown. And what of spellmaking?
I'd consider it a personal favor if you'd give this matter top priority. When you learn more, let me know. Keep up the excellent work, Magister.
When I know more, I'll come find you.
Apprentice, wait right there. We need to talk.
Well, all right. But please, be brief. I have some research I need to tend to.
Well, you recall my hypothesis? The one I mentioned the other day? I'll have you know, I was right. And to think you actually doubted me.
Excellent. This is exciting news indeed, Magister. Just think of the possible advances in restoration and alteration.
There's more research to be done, of course, but the initial findings are quite encouraging. I'll let you know when I have some more information.
We shouldn't keep this news a secret. Feel free to tell the others, but let them know the complications we face. We'll continue our talk later.
When I know more, I'll come find you.
Hi there.
What?
Arvina Thalis is an odd one. I've heard some strange noises coming from her basement.
She's a nut. Whatever's going on in that house, I don't want to know about it. Heard any news from the other provinces?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Hello?
Parwin has really got a thing for goblins. I think she and Armals keep a running tally of who has killed more.
If Parwin wants to spend all day hunting goblins, I think it's great. Those things are a menace.
Oh?
Yes? Bruma has been saved! It's true! Let's see how the Daedra do without their big siege machine, or their so-called Great Gate! Yes. Heard any news from the other provinces? Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Greetings. What's going on with you?
Sounds like the Empire has given up on stopping the skooma trade and elsewhere. And I hear tribal chiefs are supporting the Renridrakrin.
That skooma trade is bad business, and the Renridrakrin are just a bunch of thugs.
Good day.
You're in good company,
You've got
friend.
my ear. Let's
Welcome.
hear it.
If you've got to travel, by the 9 Divines, stay on the roads. The wilderness just isn't safe anymore. We've had sightings, you see. The Daedra.
Good day.
Take care. How can I help you? The people of Nibene consider themselves to be more civilized and sophisticated than Colovians. I hear you. Have you heard any word about the other provinces? Nothing I'd like to talk about. Heard any news from the other provinces? Be seeing you.
How are you?
Terrible. Just terrible.
That's too bad.
I understand money is tight, but buying discount spells seems like a bad idea.
I'm not buying a discount spell. That's just a bad idea.
Go bother someone else.
Hi there.
Have you ever bought a horse from Bongond?
I bought a fine mare from him once. A fine, fine animal.
I've heard others say the same.
I understand Carahil knows more about illusion than any other mage in Anvil. Of course, she only shares that knowledge with the Mages Guild.
I just don't trust those mages. I especially don't trust ones who can play with your mind like that.
Good to know.
I have it on good authority that the City Watch sent someone to stop that gang of women from robbing the town's men. Good show, I say.
So long.
You too. Have you seen Armand Kristoff?
No, sir. Please don't hurt me.
Can you tell me where Armand Kristoff is hiding? Have you seen Armand Kristoff?
Annoying creature.
Devera Rowan seems pleased that so many folks drink at the Newlands Lodge. She takes great pride in it.
She certainly does take pride in the Newlands. Just go away.
Fine, be that way.
Any idea what Grom will do, now that Baelin is dead?
So I've heard.
Did you ever hear about the ghost of Lord Vlindrel? They say he haunts the road to Coral. Not that I've ever seen him myself, mind you.
No!
Yes,
Heard any news from the other provinces?
nothing I'd like to talk about.
I've heard others say the same.
What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
Bye.
You too. I ran into some
They
goblins in
won't
the
be the
woods
first to
to
underestimate
the blades. Nasty little I'll take point. Let's move.
You stay here, prisoner.
Bye.
Goodbye.
How are you?
Been better. How about you?
Not bad.
I've heard Brodrus at the Fighters Guild is well versed in using heavy armor, especially for a wood elf.
I've heard if you're in the Fighters Guild, you can learn a lot from him.
Good day.
Good afternoon.
What do you think of the Khajiit jokes Darji has been telling?
I've heard them. They're pretty stupid.
So long.
Farewell.
What is it?
Have you heard? The Chapel of Mara in Braville's been attacked, just like Anvil. Everyone's slaughtered, the altar's desecrated.
The prophet says it's this Umaril, some kind of alien monster and his Daedra minions, carrying on like the bad old days thousands of years ago.
Are you sure?
Sure.
How goes it?
Fantastic. Thanks for asking.
The Count of Skingrad and I are not social intimates. In fact, I don't believe Janus Isildur has any social intimates.
Go on.
Good day.
How are you? I've been better. How about you? I've been better. I hope things get better.
Well met.
Bugak Grobal always seems ready for a fight. Seems odd for a bookseller.
He has a wonderful collection of books. I don't know why he needs to act so tough all the time.
I've heard others say the same.
I've been hearing disturbing tales about Oblivion gates opening all across Cyrodiil. I hope it's just wild talk.
No!
Without question.
Have you heard any word about the other provinces?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Did you hear that the Knights of the Nine are gathering holy relics?
So I've heard.
What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
Farewell.
A lot of mages swear by Rindir's staffs.
Rindir always keeps a fine selection on hand. It's almost as if he knows my skill level perfectly.
I see.
Anyone looking for work should consider the Fighters Guild. I hear they're always looking for recruits.
Interesting.
Anvil is all in an uproar. First the chapel attacked, now the prophet ranting about the end of the world.
No, come on.
Sure.
Bye.
I'm through talking to you.
Good morning. I'm not sure the Dark Brotherhood is any more serious a problem than beggary and petty thievery. And it's certainly a discreet and secret problem. So I've heard.
How goes it?
Been better. How about you?
Not bad.
What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
I have heard things are bad in Vardenfell. The Telvanni do their best to close the gates, but it is to no avail.
This is most disturbing. We can only hope this madness is over soon.
Goodbye.
Be seeing you.
Good afternoon.
Greetings to you.
If you've been good, Way Shrines of Dibella may bless your personality.
Go on.
Heard any news from the other provinces?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Stop talking. Enough.
How goes it?
Okay. You?
Great.
Good for you.
Malona Umbranox, Ariana Valga, and Arena Carvain seem to rule their counties perfectly well without male assistance.
I see. Take care.
You too.
How are you today?
Fantastic. Thanks for asking.
Fantastic. I understand that Authrelos isn't a bad man to talk to, if you need to learn how not to be seen.
I've heard that he stood in one place for hours just to teach himself how to be sneakier. Sounds boring, but whatever works for you.
Oh.
The Fighters Guild is recruiting again. Not a bad way to make some money, if you've got the stones for it.
Well,
If you're looking for books, First Edition is the only place in the city to find them.
It's a shame all the smaller bookstores are gone. I guess they just couldn't compete.
What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
Nothing I'd like to talk about. Bye.
hello there.
Colovia is a land of rugged wastes and highland forests.
You don't say. The assassinations. What else is there to talk about? Perfectly planned and executed. The blades perfectly useless. A complete disaster.
I just don't think about it. The Elder Council will take care of things, sooner or later.
Oh,
Anyone looking for work should consider the Fighters Guild. I hear they're always looking for recruits.
well,
They say that when you murder someone, the Dark Brotherhood comes to you in your sleep. It's how they recruit new members.
I don't know what to think about the attack on the chapel. Things seem to go from bad to worse, don't they?
Without question.
I swear that when I passed by Benaris Manor last night, I heard someone scream from inside. Velo and Benaris will never sell that death trap.
Viator Asius has a good shield selection at Stonewall Shields.
I suppose if you need a shield, that's the place to go.
You think?
How are you?
Okay, you?
Not bad.
I saw Ugak Gramogak earlier. At least, I think it was her. Perhaps it was her sister.
Well, the sisters are hard to tell apart. It's Ugak you'll want to find if you need a mount, though.
See you.
Leave me alone. Hello.
Any idea what Grom will do, now that Baenlin is dead?
Is that so?
Did you ever hear about the ghost of Lord Vlindrel? They say he haunts the road to Coral. Not that I've ever seen him myself, mind you.
Is this true?
Yes.
Old Baenlin is dead. I hear it was a horrible accident. He was resting in his chair, and boom! A stuffed head fell on him.
It can't be.
Indeed.
Have you heard any word about the other provinces?
There are rumors that the Nords are attempting to capture the whole of Solstheim and remove the Imperial fort on the island.
I'm not surprised. It seems that Skyrim is always involved in a border dispute.
Good day.
Farewell. You're making me nervous sneaking around like that. Just make sure you keep your hands to yourself.
I've been better.
Oh, that's too bad.
It seems quieter than usual at the Mages Guild.
I've heard others say the same.
So long.
Bye.
Yes?
It's always a pleasure to hear Uravasa Orthralis speak at the chapel. She has a real way with words.
She certainly has a talent for speaking. Plus, she's willing to teach others this skill. You hear any word about Coodie's friend? She's offering a generous reward, so hopefully someone will show up and lend a hand.
No doubt.
Does Delphine Jend make you a bit nervous?
Her skills with destruction spells are supposedly impressive. I understand Kudai has her teaching them at the Mages Guild.
I've heard others say the same.
Heard any news from the other provinces?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
An honor, to be sure.
Fighting's easy. Just leave them out on the water and shoot them full of holes. If you've got a bow, of course, and can walk on water.
Good to know. What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
Nothing I'd like to talk about. Everyone's talking about the hero of Kvatch. They say he actually went into an Oblivion gate and destroyed it.
I had no idea.
Sure.
Lose the key to your house? Find Mandil. He can get in, I'll bet.
I'm glad he's willing to teach others. Lockpicking has gotten so much harder recently. It's more interesting, but it's harder.
The Fighters Guild is a good place to go if you need weapons training.
I've never had much interest in the Fighters Guild.
Yes.
Have you heard any word about the other provinces?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Ah.
I understand the Fighters Guild is hiring new members. Not bad work for some folks.
I see. Anvil is all in an uproar. First the chapel attacked, now the prophet ranting about the end of the world.
By the gods.
Indeed.
The Emperor and his 3 sons dead, right under the noses of the Imperial Guard. It's a disgrace.
Interesting.
Good afternoon.
Isn't Irene Metric graceful?
She's something else. I've heard she'll train others as well.
Hey, have you heard about that pirate captain? The one who was murdered in his ship?
Absolutely not.
So long.
Goodbye.
How are you?
Been better. How about you?
I've been better.
What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
There are foul tidings from Skyrim. The Greybeards speak of the end of all times.
This is most disturbing. We can only hope this madness is over soon.
Go away, fool.
What is it?
The Elder Council and the bureaucracy have managed the Empire's affairs for decades. The Emperor rules, but the Council handles all the details.
Yes.
That Honditar sure knows his way around this area. Have you spoken with him recently?
I spoke to him recently. He really knows his way around, knows every tree, rock, and cave in the area.
I've heard others say the same.
Farewell.
How do you do?
I overheard that the vampire hunter who was in town was a fake. Was apparently a ruse to get his hands on Braden's key to a treasure chest.
I've been meaning to speak with you.
Yes, sister.
Is it true what I've heard about your most recent contract? You were forced to eliminate everyone? Even the non-essentials?
Oh, by Sithis, what a night that was. Reminded me of the time you and I raided that traveling carnival. Ah, now that takes me back.
Oh, remember, dear brother, I can't always be there to get you out of trouble.
All right then. I guess I should get back to my duties. I should be around later. We'll talk.
Walk always in the shadow of Sithis.
You look tired, my friend. I hope you're holding up all right. Words come down from the captain. No breaks until further notice. You ask me, he knows something. There's trouble brewing. Just keep one hand on your hilt and both eyes on the crowd. There's something sinister lurking out there. I can feel it. All right. The pickpockets and pilferers ain't gonna catch themselves. We'd best be off. How can I help you?
I admit to sharing the common enthusiasm for the arena. It is barbaric, but the stakes of life or death make the drama irresistibly compelling.
Yes.
You have words?
Has Margart ever talked to you about running a business?
She knows a lot about doing business. I don't like to bother her, though. She's a bit touchy when you do.
Hail and welcome, friend. Hail!
Do you think what happened to Kvatch could happen here?
Not really.
Arnora was killed. Such a shame. I wonder if Jorundr had something to do with it. I wouldn't put it past him.
Good day.
Goodbye.
I have no idea why Valandris Eivor even serves at the chapel. He's not very good, though you'd hear differently from him.
You'd be better off praying for a miracle than going to see Valandris.
Well,
Anyone looking for work should consider the Fighters Guild. I hear they're always looking for recruits.
Oh, how do you do?
You've seen way shrines in the wilderness? Those who have pleased the Nine may receive blessings of willpower at the way shrines of Mara.
I've heard others say the same.
I understand the Fighters Guild is hiring new members. Not bad work for some folks.
So I've heard.
Good day.
Good day.
Hail. That Rakanar seems a bit shady to me. He does a good job on the horses at the castle, though.
There's something about him I don't trust. He's quite a brawler, though. I wouldn't want to tangle with him.
Just go away.
Oh, sorry to bother you.
Good evening.
How are you today?
Fantastic. Thanks for asking.
Hooray!
Hail, fellow horsemen. All's quiet in your stretch of the wild, I hope. Didn't you hear the explosion? Some damn drunk of a wizard started hurling fireballs at passers-by. Took 4 guards to haul him in. You're a good man. We could use more like you, that's for damn sure. You ask me, you'll be getting that promotion in no time. Well, I should go. If you need any backup, just give me a shout.
Spit it out or hit the road. What's going on with you? I saw some mud crabs by the water recently. I steered clear of them. Horrid beasts. I hate the things. Just go away.
Greetings, Imperial.
Do you want to learn about alteration? Speak with Dovin Aren.
He's getting up in years, but he's still a good alteration teacher.
Bye.
Be seeing you.
Do you know what happened to Mercator Hositis? I haven't seen him at the castle lately.
I've heard others say the same.
I saw Ugak Gramogak earlier. At least I think it was her. Perhaps it was her sister.
The sisters are hard to tell apart. It's Ugak you'll want to find if you need a mount, though.
Really?
Everyone in Summit Mist Manor is dead. There was some kind of party that went horribly awry, or so I hear.
Is this true?
Yes.
Heard any news from the other provinces?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Uh-huh.
How are you?
Not bad.
I'm through talking to you.
Hello there. Is it true that Mandil can open almost any lock? I've heard he's good with a lockpick. Yes. Goodbye, Blackwood Company. The Fighters Guild has a new master, and Orion is back. No doubt. So, have you bet on any arena matches lately? Without question. Rosan is a talented smith, one of the best around if you ask me. He's certainly a talented smith. I'm glad he'll train others in the skill. I hear you. Good news from Kvatch for a change. The last of the Daedra have been driven out. That's great. Good to hear. Goodbye. You too. Get your black horse courier here. The Kvatch Oblivion Gate has been closed. Don't you understand what that means? We can beat the bastards.
You don't say. Have you heard about Kvatch? They say that Deirdre came from Oblivion and burned the whole city to the ground.
No!
Yes.
How can I help you?
Hey, have you heard about that pirate captain? The one who was murdered in his ship?
No.
There's something strange about Ida Lenormand. I heard she was climbing up the chapel just so she could jump off.
Maybe she could teach me how to fall off things. That's a useful skill. Much better than, say, swinging a sword or casting a fireball.
See you.
You too.
Hi there.
The dividing line is a good place to buy a sharp blade. Of course, you're likely to hear some of Tunzia's stories if you hang around.
I try not to talk to him. I don't have that kind of time.
The Five Claws Lodge is a nice, clean place. Wootsy Dootsy makes sure of it.
The Five Claws is a very clean place. Witsadootsy wouldn't have it any other way. Good news from Kvatch for a change. The last of the Daedra have been driven out. Safe travels.
You too.
Greetings, Evoker.
Hi there. The Mages Guild has been attacked by necromancers. This proves they can't be trusted.
I had no idea.
Indeed.
The Three Sisters Inn is a nice place. But that Shiravi sure is grumpy. I don't think she likes anyone.
She seems to have real issues with her sisters. I can't imagine why. Shamata is lovely, and Shamara is very sweet. Have you heard any word about the other provinces?
The news has not been good. I've heard it said that the Daedra have overrun the town of Aldrin. The entire town has been destroyed.
This is unbelievable. How can the gods let this happen?
Safe travels.
You too.
Hello there.
I lived in the Imperial City for a while, but city life just isn't for me. I'm much happier in Coral.
Yes.
Anvil is all in an uproar. First the chapel attacked, now the prophet ranting about the end of the world.
What?
Absolutely.
Hello.
Did you hear about a Darji picking another fight with an Argonian?
I don't know what her problem with Argonians is. She's going to cause some real problems if she's not careful.
Goodbye.
Well met.
How goes it?
Fine. And you?
Not bad.
They say that the priests and priestesses of the Chapel of Dibella have all been murdered. No one even knows who did it.
Apparently, no one has any idea who did it. Now there's some prophet preaching doom in the streets of Anvil.
The servants of Dibella, slaughtered on the very altar of love. Truly shocking.
By the gods!
Indeed.
There's been some terrible trouble at the chapel in Anvil. All of Dibella's priests and priestesses murdered.
Oh, no.
No doubt.
Heard any news from the other provinces?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
I see.
Hello there. How goes it? I've been better. Heard any news from the other provinces? Nothing I'd like to talk about. High mountain ranges rise to the borders in the north and east, and marshes and rainforests extend to the southeast borders. I've heard others say the same. Goodbye.
Oh, hello.
What is it now?
Have you heard about that pirate captain? The one who was murdered in his ship?
Absolutely.
Anyone looking for work should consider the Fighters Guild. I hear they're always looking for recruits.
Ah.
There's a new ship moored up in the waterfront district. The Marie Elena. It's a galleon, I think.
Oh? Heard any news from the other provinces?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Good to know.
Good day.
Farewell.
Speak while the sands are warm.
To think that Bruma was where Martin Septim chose to reveal himself as the true heir to the throne for the first time.
Fantastic.
Good to hear.
Hi.
Isn't there something just wrong about buying discount spells?
Discount spells. I'd just as soon buy a slightly used shield.
So I've heard. What do you say, pal? Seen any action? Had something of a false alarm earlier. Some Khajiit acting suspicious. Turns out he was just grooming his tail. Well, things are bound to get worse before they get better. They always do. Keep your eyes peeled for trouble. Hey, did you hear that? Thought I heard someone calling for a guard. I guess that's our cue. Oh, hello.
What is it now?
Have you ever bought a horse from Bangand?
I'm not much of a rider. I've heard others swear by his animals, though.
I've heard others say the same.
Heard any news from the other provinces?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
I overheard a guard mention the Countess is looking for a piece to add to her collection of Akaviri artifacts. Our taxpayers' Drake's at work.
I overheard that the vampire hunter who was in town was a fake. It was apparently a ruse to get his hands on Braden's key to a treasure chest.
Old Bainlin is dead. I hear it was a horrible accident. He was resting in his chair, and boom! A stuffed head fell on him.
It can't be.
Yes.
Morning.
How goes it?
I've been better.
The Doomstones are a mystery. Are they traces of the mythic times, or creations of ancient beast folk, or lost races of mer or men?
I see.
They say the Fighters Guild got all the trolls in Swampy Cave, but I'm still not going anywhere near Harlan's Watch.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Hi there.
Don't get too many folks passing through here these days.
Yes,
What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
nothing I'd like to talk about. Have you seen Glistel and Melintus Ancrus together? Isn't it awful?
I don't see a problem with those two. It's a bit odd, but that's their business.
Yes.
I heard that some cult called the Mythic Dawn is behind the Emperor's assassination.
Why, I ought to...
Farewell.
My lord, I would speak with you.
You may have as much of my time as you need, so long as you stop calling me Lord. My name is Martin.
Of course, sire. I just wanted to let you know you're safe here, sir. Cloud Ruler is secure, and the blades stand ready.
Thank you for your kind words. I never knew my father, but he must have been proud to call the Blades his protectors. I know I am.
I have trained my entire life for the crisis that is now upon us. When the moment comes, I will gladly lay down my life for the Empire.
Only a fool would doubt the valor of the Blades. But I must ask the same of you. Do not doubt my valor. Do not doubt my resolve. I will not fail you.
Well, I've kept you long enough, my lord. Remember that I'm here if you need anything.
Have you seen Armand Kristoff? Don't worry. We'll get him.
How are you?
Awful. You?
Great.
I'm done talking to you.
There's no need to be that way. Goodbye.
Hail, Sir Knight.
Hail, brother. Do you find this waiting as hard to bear as I do? Why must we sit back and wait for Umaril to strike again?
Patience, brother. The commander must gather the relics first, if we are to have any chance at defeating Umaril.
You're right, of course. When we strike, we will strike with the holy power of the gods behind us.
That's the spirit! Well, duty calls.
Until later, Sir Knight.
Good evening. Good evening. I think all Bogram Grogalish cares about is the lonely suitor lodge. He really puts everything into it. He obviously takes great pride in the lodge. So I've heard. Be seeing you.
Hello. You haven't seen my sons, have you? They went off into the forest to fight those monsters, and I'm worried about them.
That's so sad.
Without question.
I have no more to say to you.
Dawn is breaking.
Hi there. The Colovians are proud of their reputation for being independent, rough, and rebellious.
The Fighters Guild is recruiting again. Not a bad way to make some money, if you've got the stones for it.
So I've heard.
Good news from Kvatch for a change. The last of the Daedra have been driven out.
Yes.
Anvil is all in an uproar. First the chapel attacked, now the prophet ranting about the end of the world.
No!
Without question.
The time of cleansing is at hand. Praise be. Gods! Pox and rot! Get away from me! Can you spare a coin? Can you spare a coin?
Have you seen Earthor around town lately?
No. Undena Orethi grows some good tomatoes. Yep, they sure are good tomatoes.
Can't say I like tomatoes. I'm sure Undena's are good, though.
What is it?
Glathir is acting even stranger than usual, don't you think?
No.
The Westweald is a good place. Irina Geranus isn't the friendliest person in the world, but not a bad sort when you get to know her.
Yes, the Westweald is a nice place. Just stay away from Irina when she's in a mood. See you.
Farewell.
Questions?
If you want to learn to use a mace, you should speak to Vigdis. Of course, to speak to Vigdis, you'll have to join the Fighters Guild.
I don't really have any interest in learning how to use a blunt weapon, but I understand he is very good.
Bye.
Any time now.
I'm not saying Colovians are dumb. They're just hard-headed.
Ah. If you need to get rid of something quickly, check out the copious coin purse.
Thoronir isn't too picky, which is nice.
Ah. What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
Nothing I'd like to talk about. Anyone looking for work should consider the Fighters Guild. I hear they're always looking for recruits.
Oh?
Heard any news from the other provinces?
Rumor has it the Nerevarine has left Morrowind on an expedition to Akavir and has not been heard from since.
It's not surprising, considering Morrowind's violent past. We can only hope the troubles subside quickly.
Bye.
What is it?
Have you seen Earthor around town lately?
No, sir.
I hope nobody tries to get away with anything when Captain Dion is around. He's a tough customer.
He's a tough one, that's for sure. I wouldn't want to cross him.
Oh? Heard any news from the other provinces?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Interesting.
How goes it?
Not bad.
My favorite town, Anvil. Lovely old stone buildings. The harbor at sunset is beautiful.
So I've heard.
Good news from Kvatch for a change. The last of the Daedra have been driven out.
I've heard others say the same.
Hello.
Did you hear how upset Thrava is about all the dogs that Jabari has in his yard?
Strava says the sound of Jabari's dogs drives her to distraction. Can't say I blame her.
It's you. Hi. The Fighters Guild is a good place to go if you need weapons training. Yes. I've heard the Fighters Guild offers some wonderful opportunities. So I've heard. Have you heard Renoir got some new books in stock? He did? Excellent. I wonder if he got the lusty Argonian Maid in. I've been dying to read that. May Talos guide you.
Well met.
Have you looked around Jensen's? It's amazing what people will get rid of.
One man's trash soon becomes another man's trash, I suppose.
I understand Daedra worship is becoming...
Have you heard any word about the other provinces?
Nothing I'd like to talk about. Goodbye.
The Great Forest was cleared for agriculture around Lake Rumar, but it's mostly wilderness outside of that.
Yes.
Have you heard any word about the other provinces?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
I understand Daedra worship has become increasingly prevalent in the Somerset Isle.
It's you. Hi.
How are you today?
Fine.
I don't understand what Glistel is doing with Melintus Ancrus. I mean, have you seen her? And have you seen him? I just don't get it.
The whole thing is a big shame. She's such a nice young girl.
Do you ever do any shopping at Northern Goods?
I haven't needed anything there in a while. Sure I will soon, though.
Be seeing you.
Hello there.
They say that the priests and priestesses of the Chapel of Dibella have all been murdered. No one even knows who did it.
I heard there's a prophet in Anvil who seems to know what's going on. Although, as usual, he speaks only in riddles, as prophets always seem to do.
How about that?
Have you heard about that ghost of the old man that looks out into Nibbin Bay each night? They're calling him the Forlorn Watchman. Spooky.
Good day.
Goodbye.
Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Come here. I got what you need.
Hello. Hello. The feed bag isn't fancy, but it fills you up. They sure do sell food. Yep, you can buy food there. I've heard others say the same. Can you think of a more appropriate name for a store than Slash and Smash? He still teaches, though he lost his passion for it after the Levitation Act was passed. Can't say I blame him. Farewell.